welcome to Classic Motors. This week we're looking at the 1919 Humber, what a classic, and we're also going to look at the styling success but the financial nightmare of the DeLorean. But first, we've got an E-Type Jag and its proud owner, Norman. How long have you had it, Norman?
2 years.
2 years. And what was it like when you first got it?
Well, when I got it, the colour was brown. And the bodywork was full of dents.
But you've restored it to this...
But I've restored it to what it is today.
Fabulous. And how does it go out on the open road?
Beautiful.
What's your favourite memory of it?
Speed.
Speed? Come on then, what's the top speed?
I've had over a ton out of it.
You're joking?
Yeah.
And it feels...
And it just glides.
Really?
Glides along.
Beautiful. And do you drive it everywhere then, or is it just on special occasions?
It's just for classic car shows.
Beautiful. Let's have a look inside. We've got... Wow. And was this like this when you got it as well?
I've had the seats repaired, but basically that's how it was.
It's looking fantastic. It's looking beautiful, but what happens if you can't afford a classic car like this of your own? If you want the speed and style of a Lotus 7, but can't quite afford it? How about trying a Caterham 7 for size? Mike Rutherford investigates.
Great thing about this job is the glamorous locations, you know, places like Modena, Italy, you know, Stuttgart, Germany, Turin, Italy, Tokyo, Japan, Seoul, Korea, Detroit, USA, and downtown Dartford. Well, this is the Caterham Superlight, a car for less than £20,000 with supercar performance. But I think we'll let it speak for itself. Just take a listen to this, will you? Well, that's 180 horsepower of Rover K-Series engine. And I don't quite know what they do when they put it under the bonnet of this model that was designed way back in 1957, but it certainly sounds special when it's under the hood of this car. We're talking here about a supercar for the price of a Volkswagen Golf. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean. They prefer not to describe it as a supercar at Caterham, but there's no doubt about it. When you're talking about 190 horsepower, a car that does twice the legal speed limit, 140 miles an hour, not that we'd encourage that sort of thing. A car that, I mean, just look at it. There is no windscreen. Really, the only way to drive this car is with a crash helmet on, or at the very least, a good hat and goggles.
The reason for the car is to provide the ultimate driving experience and to strip away all these peripheries which aren't actually absolutely essential to the driving experience. So in the case of the Superlight R, which is perhaps our most focused product, we don't equip the car as standard with a spare wheel and carrier because that costs you 13.5 kilos. We don't equip it with a windscreen because that costs you 6.6 kilos. We don't equip it with weather equipment because that costs you more weight. Take all of this out, no carpets, the standard seats actually have no trim on them whatsoever. And if you take all of that away, you get a purer and purer driving experience. The Superlight R weighs 470 kilos. That's actually half the weight of a Renault Sport Spider.
Well, let's take a closer look at the spec of this incredible vehicle. 1.8 litre Rover K-Series engine, that's the 16-valve DOHC lump that's beneath the bonnet of this vehicle, and 190 horsepower, an incredible 140 miles per hour, 0 to 60, get this, in about 4 seconds. 6-speed gearbox, and get this for an overall weight. The Lotus Elise is 690 kilos, the Caterham Superlight a mere 470. So Jez, we've talked all day long about the sort of prices people pay for a built-up car. The other way, of course, of doing it is to just buy the kit and away you go, take it home and put the thing together in your garage at home.
Yep, you can start with a car for £8,500, and at the other end we go right up to £37,000.
Now, for £8,500, what exactly do you get apart from a big wooden box with lots of bits in it?
You get a chassis which is fully plumbed, fully wired. We do all the wiring because people get nervous about wiring. Can't see electricity, so they don't trust it. So we do that bit for people. And we fit the windscreen, the fuel tank, again a safety critical item, and all the other aspects of the car apart from the engine.
So that's £8,500 plus the engine, which typically you could pick up for
£500. So £9,000 you're on the road.
Right.
In addition to that, you also get a post-build check free with the car. We look over the car for 3 to 5 hours. After that, if we find other things that are wrong, we'll perhaps have a word with you and say, look, we're going to have to do this and we're going to have to charge you for it.
Yeah. But basically, it's like a Caterham MOT, if you like, on your brand new car. You give it the factory approval, as it were.
Absolutely, yes. And what you get to put together is a giant Meccano set. Lots of big bits, satisfyingly large bolts, all brand new and shiny.
Now, if you're thinking of buying one of these Caterham 7s, particularly this version here, without the windscreen, the Superlight, don't go running away with the idea this is a car you can use day in, day out, that you can commute to the office in. It's not really in that league. I mean, it's not a Rover MGF, it's no BMW Z3. They're far, far more civilised. But that, believe it or not, is the joy of this car. It's not like driving a normal motor car. Drive along with this windscreen arrangement such as it is, and it's like having your head ripped off. I tried to drive this thing for a few miles without a flying jacket, without a crash helmet. Virtually impossible. You don't realise how much dirt and grime and junk is thrown up in your face when you're driving along when you've got a windscreen. So it's very, very much the sort of car that you'd take out on a Sunday, do a few miles every year in it, and happily put it back in your garage. Mind you, if you do want something to compete with the BMW Z3, Rover MGF, just take a look at the Caterham 21.
Twilight's last gleaming, and the DeLoreans come out to play in Southern California. This is the car that became a time machine in the movies, but they're lasting so long it looks like they'll all get back to the future. And day or night, they'll still be as alike as peas in a pod. David, which one's yours?
Let's see, the silver one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope you'll have different keys.
I never thought of that. We may all be able to start each other's car. That's a good thought. But no, they're very much alike, but very different. For example, my car has over 200,000 miles on it. I drive it every day. Others, of course, they've stored them, and they're similar to coming off the assembly line, so there's quite a difference in them. I can't believe what a good car it is. John DeLorean said he's going to build a car that'll last a lifetime, and I think it probably will. Maybe they'll bury me in the thing.
However good the car, it still needs some spares. So the owner of the world's largest DeLorean service centre isn't too unhappy about the car's long life. These cars look in very good condition, and I hear they're durable, but how durable is durable?
Well, actually, we have many cars with us here today with over 100,000 miles on them. One on the end has about 220,000 miles. The one next to us here has about 165, 170,000, and some in between there and a bit below.
So if they're so strong, do they bring you much business as far as servicing goes?
Servicing is remarkable. The servicing is done on the ones that aren't used very much. If they're used, they seem to run well. If they're not used, they seem to be a little pooped sometimes.
What about replacement panels? Because this brushed steel is quite unique, isn't it?
It's unique, but there are plenty of panels available if necessary. But most of the time, they don't have to be replaced.
Okay, you're selling me gradually. How much would a DeLorean, I mean, do people sell them ever? Are they hard to pick up?
They do. But actually, a good DeLorean in good condition today, a nice one, runs about what they sold for 10, 12 years ago, $22,500 to $27,500. In about 5 years, we see them approaching $45,000 to $50,000, and in 7 to 10 years, $75,000 to $100,000.
So you're hanging on to yours, I guess?
Absolutely.
The DeLorean Owners Association is an impressively well-organised group whose members share more than a car in common.
In the years that we've had the association, which is going on 11 years now, and as membership director, I've come to know a lot of the people who have bought the car, and they say what their occupations are. And we always find that there's some common denominator with these people, and I boiled it down years ago that we call them risk takers. They either like to fly airplanes, ride motorcycles, scuba dive, hang glide, parachute, and some of them even jump in bungee cords. Past 11 years, our membership has grown from 7 people in Los Angeles to 4,400 people around the world. But they all share this one thing: they're not afraid to take a risk, and they enjoy this automobile. Wow. And when you sit in here and close these doors up, it's quite a bit like having a airplane around you. You don't have the wings, but it'll fly.
You nearly have the wings.
Well, we do when the doors are up, and we parade with the doors up.
Oh, wonderful.
When we do our parades, and we're invited to parades all over the states for various events. And when we're driving in a very low speed mode with the doors up, the crowd loves it. The Back to the Future movie has just immortalized this car. Every young lad in the world knows what a DeLorean is. And when you're driving down the freeway and you sense somebody's on your blind side, and you turn around, you look, and sure enough, here's somebody going down the freeway at 70 miles an hour, and somebody in the back's shooting pictures of the car. The DeLorean is well loved.
Forget the politics, forget the gull-wing doors. The thing I remember most about the DeLorean is Michael J. Fox driving it very fast in Back to the Future. Here I am now with Mike here, and your lovely
Morris 8, 508
Morris
van.
8. Tell us the story behind the Morris 8.
Well, I bought it in scrap condition, really. I'd always wanted a little commercial vehicle to finish off my restorations, so I managed to pick it up. And
what was it like when you first got it?
Very bad. Very bad.
Really?
Terrible condition.
And
yeah.
This part of the vehicle
It's all
here?
brand new. All the panel work and everything is all brand new.
From
that I've
here?
done. Yep. Yep.
And tell us the story behind the fish ice merchant's van. What
Well, it
actually
took
happened?
about 14 months to eventually find out who the original owners were, and it.
So you traced to the
Oh
original?
yeah. Oh yeah.
How many owners has there been of the van then altogether?
Probably about 8 or 9 actually.
Right.
But we actually found the daughter of the family, who was about
Really?
74 in Dis, and she didn't realise that it still existed, you see. So we found out all the information appertaining to it and completely restored it back to its original condition.
And this is their name?
That's their name.
And is there any significance to the trawler on the side of the door here?
Yes, that belonged to the same firm actually. They had a fleet of trawlers, and that's the one that one of the ones they used to use.
Really?
So-
What is it? An Eastos
Yeah,
trawler?
Eastos. Yeah, they had quite a few trawlers, and of course, the daughter used to actually travel between Dis and Lowestoft for the fish when the boats came in, you see. But that's
this was
that's
one of
a
them?
copy, yeah.
And did you do all of the sign writing?
No, I'm afraid not. A friend of mine is brilliant at sign writing. I'm not good at sign writing.
It looks
Leave it to the
fantastic.
professionals.
It looks fantastic, beautiful, and a lovely colour too.
Yeah, it has to be blue for fish, you see. We asked the old lady about the colour of it, and she said, oh no, green is not a colour, because they're superstitious, you see, of seamen, or fishermen, so it had to be blue. And it was actually that colour, because when I took part of the panel off the back door, the blue was underneath.
I tell you what I really like as well around here, let's have a look. These lovely windows, they're are these original as well?
I made those, all new doors.
Beautiful.
All brand new doors, yeah.
Hey, what's in the back here?
Oh, it's got to be a fishmonger's van, isn't it?
Look at this.
The real thing.
The real McCoy. Right, well, I'm going to purchase some lobster, and while I do this, you go for a break. When we get back, we're going to breathe some life into a 91-year-old Humber. See you soon.
Now, this beautiful chromium imposing front, Jonathan, what is this?
It's a 1963 Humber Super Snipe estate.
There can't be many of those left.
The Owners Club reckon it's probably the last one left on its wheels.
So, how did you come across it? What's the history of the car?
We actually saw it for advertised in the back of one of the classic car magazines. We had been looking for a period estate car for some time, and this fitted the bill perfectly. So it's only done 55,000 miles from new, one owner, so absolutely perfect.
I mean, that's the sort of fairy tale classic car story, isn't it?
Well,
You know.
was. I mean, it even came with the original sales receipt, the handbook, everything was there. So, you know, can't get better than that.
And why did you buy it? I mean, who's it for?
Yes, well, I actually bought it for my wife as a 10th anniversary present. 10th is tin, so, but don't say anything because she hasn't actually seen it yet.
She will deeply appreciate this gesture, will she?
She hasn't spoken to me since I told her I bought it for her. So.
Jonathan, thanks very much indeed. Of course, the Humber Motor Company has been going since almost the beginning of motoring time, and Stephen Vokes has been driving a 1909 Humber.
Once, long ago, shortly after the final dinosaur had breathed its last, my parents took me to the cinema to see a film which completely changed my life and made me realise that for me, a life without cars would be utterly meaningless. The film featured a car which could fly, it could go on water, and it could rescue its charges from horrible villains. And the car was called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Many years later, I drove Chitty and found to my immense disappointment the car couldn't fly, couldn't go on water, and wasn't even street legal. It had a Ford V6 Zephyr engine, an automatic gearbox, and the whole thing was a bitzer that had been made for the film. There was another car that featured in the film also, though, that is real and is street legal. And here it is, it's the 1909 Humber. It was driven in the film by Truly Scrumptious, you know, the blonde heroine that kept getting rescued every time she drove it in a stream. Well, today, because it's my birthday, its keepers at Bewley are allowing me to recapture the moment and take it for a spin, not a swim. The Humber has a two-cylinder engine rated at 8 rather underfed cart horsepower, which is mated to a particularly difficult gear change. No matter, once the hill has been conquered, you can forget the metallic torment that accompanies the most gear changes and just enjoy the wood, the leather, the gleaming brass and the passing scenery. One of the things peculiar to veteran cars such as this is that there are so many unique features on them, features that never survived beyond the First World War. On this particular car, there's things like the looking glass windscreen, there's the wicker basket for the old power cell, obviously a lady's car, and provision for a picnic basket. Now with features such as this, you might have guessed, this isn't a serious means of transport. This is a toy car for a wealthy Edwardian lady, and as such, it was designed to be fun, relaxing, and rewarding to drive. And the best part of it is, nearly an entire century on from when it was built, it's still fun. The car has been in this glorious part of Hampshire for over 40 years now. Lord Montague of Bewley bought it as a wedding present for his first wife, Belinda Lady Montague, from its original owner, Lord Roots, for £150. By now, it must be worth almost double that. It's always nice to see old cars running, and this Humber's no exception. Those who care for it daily in the museum, however, were particularly glad when I returned it after this jaunt without any evidence of testing its amphibious abilities. I'd even mastered the gear changing.
Here I am now with Donald and his lovely Triumph. How long have you had this, Donald?
About 4 years.
And what was it like when you first got it?
Moderate condition. It's, you know, I've done a lot at it.
And what's your favourite thing about driving the Triumph?
Well, they're old. They're different.
What do you mean different? Does it give you a sort of tingle when you're driving it, or do you like people looking at you? Or
it's something different. It's not the common everyday car.
And how fast does it go?
About 104 or 5.
104 or 5? Yeah. That's fantastic. And what about with the top down? Is it a bit drafty in there, or is it okay?
Not too bad. This is what they call a Surrey top.
Which is?
Well, the top comes off, the back window stays up.
Oh, so you're a little bit more sheltered in there.
Yeah, a bit more sheltered.
So you can go 104 miles an hour, top off, feeling cool and looking great.
But don't tell anybody.
I won't tell anybody. Fantastic, Tom. Join us next week where we're going to be looking at an unusual commercial vehicle. Any guesses? An old Audi and a fantastic Ferrari. See you then.
Come on home. You don't have to use my back door. We don't have to hide our love no more. Come on home. It's aching here inside me. Says I want you home. Every night I dream a hard truth. You haunt me like an image from my troubled youth. Pushed and pulled by a force I do not